How's it going, YouTube? SamuraiRevolution here, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to play Age of Empires 3, Legacy, or the Asian Dynasties, or the Complete Edition, whatever you call it. This will also work for the Definitive Edition, but I love Legacy, so we're going to do it on Legacy, and it's the same game I did it 10 years ago on. So here we go again today. First of all, this is the Asian Dynasties, so if you buy it on Steam, it is called the Complete Edition. You need to launch it as the Asian Dynasties, and that's the most recent late expansion with all the content from the original game. So yeah, that's just a hint there. So we're gonna jump in the single player here into Skirmish, and you'll get to choose your home city. We're choosing the British right now. You can build whatever civ you want, and you'll have your home city. From your home city, you'll get to send shipments, which are basically boosts to your game. And you'll be able to choose cards to pick what shipments you want, and you can build a deck to choose specifically what cards you would like. We're gonna jump into a game here. We'll go on New England, and let's play against Spain. Spain and Britain were the two original civs from the demo. Fun fact, way back in the day. So 2004, 2005. We'll play in a hard difficulty, so we have some competition, but I'm gonna go a little slower so we can go through tutorial. Obviously, you can choose your colors and stuff like that here too. And here we go. We're gonna jump in.
I hope you guys will thoroughly enjoy Sam's gameplay here, but before we get into it, we do have a quick word from our sponsor, Southern New Hampshire University. SNHU has one of the largest accredited online degree offerings in the country, and one of their specialties is studying video game design and development. In their programming, you'll learn to create realistic dynamic gameplay experiences with game AI, game physics, 2D graphics, 3D graphics, and interface design, as well as programming languages like C++, C#, and Java, and you'll even learn 3D modeling and texturing with game art software courses taught by faculty with real-world experience. Now, the program itself is great, but what else is great is that SNHU is radically affordable, with some of the lowest online tuition rates in the nation. For more details, just head on over to snhu.edu/samurai to request your free information. When you do, not only will you be supporting the channel, but you'll get the opportunity to talk to a real person and ask them questions about their degrees. I think this is a great opportunity for those who want to study game design and development. So thank you to SNHU for sponsoring this video.
So immediately you start here with your town center, which is the hub of your colony or new base. And you'll see you have villagers collecting resources already. You get some resources sent in to start your venture, and yeah, they'll automatically gather those. You can task them to other resources if you want, or you can just have them gather it. Normally, like higher levels, they'll have one villager gather it and then send the rest on to food immediately. And I'll explain that here shortly. You're gonna want to try to keep high villager production. So I have my town center here producing villagers. You basically want to produce villagers the whole game. The more villagers you have, the stronger economy you have, the more things you can do. So we're going to keep villagers in production here. Most civs you want around 13 or 15 villagers when you go into age 2. So that's kind of our goal, is to get around that much. Yeah, so we'll keep a tab on that. I sent my explorer around here, William Bradford, to do some exploring. I have him following these flags here, as you can see. I can task him to different flags. I'm doing that by holding shift. If you do shift, it'll remember commands. So he's going to go there, he's going to grab this, and go here. So I'm right-clicking and holding shift. That's how you can have people do different commands. So with the herding here, you'll see I like to shoot the deer towards my base. The reason I do it is the deer slowly herd.
Another town center to store all of this food.
Slowly herd towards your base and make them more defendable. That's called herding. You'll see good players do that a lot. You see the AI loves to do taunts, which is fun. So right now we're just gathering food and getting more villagers. You'll see we reached the 10 villager population gap, and we haven't used any of our wood or coin. So we're gonna build a house here. You're gonna definitely need a house going in. There's some strategies where you don't build a house early on, which are pretty rare. But we're gonna build a house here. And each civilization has a unique ability. And for Britain, they get a free villager every time they build a house. So that is gonna be our free villager here. And we're gonna task her to food. You heard that awesome sound effect earlier with the violin and the ding on the bell, that means we have a shipment from our home city. So you gain shipments by how much XP you get. The more XP you get in the game, you can see this green bar here. It loads. That means you're closer to a shipment. Also here, you see our shipment. So this is a pretty standard deck you start out with. As I said earlier, you can customize this deck. We're going to send in 3 villagers here to be pretty simple. But the shipments can be very diverse. You have villager shipments, resource shipments, military unit shipments. You can have nice upgrades. Like here is a Virginia company card. It makes our houses cheaper. So that's really great because we know with the British, we have a free villager with every house. And then we can see our 3 villagers coming on the way that we just sent in. But you have our free villager with the house. So we'd like to send this in so we can get cheaper villagers. So there they are. They're on their way from London. They're about to come over here to the New World and join our venture. So you can see we have enough food. I didn't talk about this, but to age up, to go to age 2, you need 800 food, so we have plenty. We're going to do the outpost wagon and the coin. Once you get your home city upgrade, or your level of your home city upgraded, see here we're level 15. The higher you go, you'll have more options for the politicians in your age up, and you also have more card options as well. The reason you want to age up, so in Age of Empires 3, you cannot make any military units age 1. You need to be age 2 or above to build military units. So we're going to age so we can get those military units, and then we get a nice perk when we age up as well. In this transition, especially as British, we're going to move on to wood again. And each civ has a different reason to do certain things. But we want to get some houses out so we get more villagers and higher population. So we're going to do that. One more thing here with the deer is that you can see they lose food over time. So you kind of want to always have one villager on a dead animal so it's gathering that food and you're not just losing it out of thin air. Elsewhere here, we see we were collecting sheep around the map. One of my favorite parts about this game is the amazing Age 1 and exploration play. There are treasures around the map. There are animals to collect. There are trade posts that you can ally with Huron. Here's a local native tribe. And then here is a trading post site as well where you can get more XP and later on even shipments. So let's do it now. Let's ally here with the trade post site. We're going to build a trade post. It's 200 wood. You can see here's a trade travoy. And every time it comes by, we'll get some XP going into our XP bar here. That will give us more shipments, which we love. So we did just age, and we're going to send in wood. Wood is a very safe option to send in because you need wood to make every single building. And then also you need wood for most military units and many upgrades. You can see this wagon came in from our age up. This is our outpost wagon, which came in the age up. This is basically like a watchtower from the original game. You can hide villagers in it. You can send shipments from your home city to it, and it will help you defend locations. So we're going to send it right here in the middle of this wooded area, and it's going to watch out this border for us and keep us safe. So let's get more villagers in queue. Let's task someone to gather this gold, which also came in from our age up. And you can see our wood just came there too. We're going to grab that. So once you get into age 2, it kind of depends on your strategy and what you want to do. We definitely want to get some more houses out, like I said, because we get free villagers as the British. So houses are coming out, and I'm doing a lot of shift clicking there to get those houses going. We're going to get a market out so we can get more economic upgrades. You get that from your market. And then also we're going to get a barracks out so we can start making military units. And like I said, there's many strategies online on this channel. There are literally hundreds, almost 1,000 videos on strategies. So plenty of strategies. You can definitely make your own. So have fun with it. So I didn't go for this hunt out here. I went for this closer one because it's easier to defend. As you can see on the minimap here, my LOS, or my line of sight, is more on this area, so I can easily see if units are coming. We're going to task units to gold and start gathering gold, and we have some on wood as well. So we're kind of trying to even out our production here in terms of resource gathering because we want to get some good upgrades. So first one I'd love to get is the gang saw upgrade. It's really good. Hunting Dogs is also very good early. And then Plaster Mines is also obviously very good. Upgrades all of our gathering. Earliest one you probably want to get is Hunting Dogs because you really need food early. Ah, we have spies from the enemy. That's fun. As they're coming in, let's get some Musketeers as they start to attack our watchtower there. You'll see our watchtower will do some return fire on the enemy. So from our barracks, we're going to make Musketeers. Musketeers are your jack-of-all-trades, master-of-none unit. They're good at everything, but not excelling in anything, if that makes sense. They do a better job of taking out cavalry units because they have a bayonet, and you can upgrade the bayonet later to make them better at that. So we're gonna get some, and we're Britain, so they have great Musketeers. Some civs have better units than others, so we're gonna make Musketeers to form the backbone of our army. And the enemy here has pikes, which are very good at sieging, so we're gonna engage in combat. You can see they're getting at it. Plenty more units on the way, as well as villagers. These sheep we gather around our map, we're gonna use. You can see that they fatten up slowly over time as they graze. But we're just gonna use them now and get that food, and take advantage of having them. All right, let's also ally with the Huron here. We'll get some native post upgrades, and let's continue to get our upgrades here at our market. Greatcoat's great because your villagers get more hit points. This blunderbass one I don't really use too much, but it does add LOS to villagers. Yeah, it's decent, but like you don't really need it. If you're France, it's a lot better. Yeah, so we're gonna get all of these upgrades here, and we're gonna keep boosting our economy. All right, so as I was talking, we got 2 shipments ready to go. Normally you want to send these ASAP, but we've been waiting a little bit. So let's send both villager cards here and just supercharge our economy. We have 9 villagers on the way, which is pretty awesome. All right, our Huron allies have arrived, or our trade post has. So we have some good upgrades here from the natives. Each native site, or each native tribe has different upgrades available and different units, military units that you can use. So here we can see that the Huron are really good at fishing, and so you can get a 20% bonus to your fishing, which will make some ships here shortly. They have this unit called the Mantlet, which is amazing. It's a very tank-like unit. It's good at sieging and good at receiving damage, range damage specifically. And then yeah, they have a upgrade here where they deliver mantlets on the spot, and then they have an upgrade here where you can get more. So it's pretty fun. We're going to continue to get trade posts because we love XP. And we love free villagers. Alright, so we have an okay army. Honestly, pretty small right now. We're going to continue to add to it. And then we're going to focus on aging. So going into age 3 has many advantages to us. As you can see, it costs a lot of coin, a lot of gold compared to going into age 3. Or sorry, age 2. And they have some nice, better upgrades as well. We see a blue blob on our map. Really good army there from green, so we're gonna mass up, and we see we need houses. So we're gonna build some houses here. So if I want to, I can send my villagers inside to go be safe. So we're gonna run them around inside, and they're gonna go inside the tower here. It doesn't increase any bonus for the tower, but if you do put them in your town center, we'll see this here, I'll put them in there. Your town center does get a shot that can be used, which is very nice. But this shot increases the more villagers you put in. So we're going to continue to put villagers in there until we have 10, and then that's the maximum damage that we can do from the town center shot. Once you get past 10, it doesn't increase in damage anymore. So you can see it was a pretty costly attack for both sides, high attrition, but we'd love to fight another day. Alright, so let's get something fun in here. Let's toss in the hot air balloon. We'll be able to see a lot there. And you can see top left here is an idle villager thing, so I clicked that and it reminded me that I had 10 villagers inside. So we're gonna take them out and task them the food. And I'm gonna get some docks going, and we'll get some water economy on the way.
On the right. Yes.
Love to continue getting those trade posts.
Commander
And we're going to keep making musketeers to be the backbone of our army again. So we're pretty good. We got most of the upgrades that we needed from there. We're going to send food in because we need food, and we have a shipment, so why not?
Yes. Right.
And also our hot air balloon ability came in, so you can see here it's a explorer ability. So how you use it is you click on your explorer and then you left click over the land you want to view, and then the hot air balloon deploys. And it's pretty sweet. You can see where your opponent's at. Not really many people use it. I think it's an underrated card in my opinion.
Yes.
And it's pretty fun to use. So you get a cool hot air balloon there. We get to put around the map.
Yes.
You can see that our opponent is making Hussar, and our Musketeers do well against Hussar, like I said, because of their bayonets. So we'll continue to make Musketeer. We got our shipment. Let's do our cheap housing with our Virginia Company card there, and get those houses out. We keep making docks here. And then, as you can see, we have a wide array of ships in this game. I do love the water in this game. It's pretty fun. It is very strong as well. So we're gonna get fishing ships out. And when I say strong, it's kind of like if you see someone going water, if you don't stop them quick enough, you need to go to water to also compete with them, because their economy is gonna be so strong from all that water. Not always the case, but a lot of times the case. So we're gonna build some walls here. You just hold shift to continue to build walls. And we're gonna build them right there. And we can see the raids have arrived. They have found our villagers.
Yes.
We're sending our musketeers to respond. And the combat has begun. Good combat here from the AI. Fun combination there with the melee infantry and hand cavalry. And we are getting at. You can see these guys back here. These outlaws are very strong.
Yes. Lie on.
See how strong they are as they pick off our musketeers very well. They're a good counter unit to the musketeer. How this game works in terms of unit counters, it's a rock, paper, scissors mechanic. So generally, one unit counters another unit, which counters another unit. And that's kind of the cycle.
Yes.
All right, so we have plenty of resources, and we defended that attack, so we're going to age up here. A caravel is a ship, so we're going to get that. We'll get a free ship, which is awesome. And we're on our way up. So these walls are being built. I built them this way. There's a certain thing that you can do, and I made a video on it, but basically there's a hotkey called the Select All hotkey. And if you have these pillars and you build it in this fashion, which I said there's a video on this to explain this, you can delete these pillars before you build them to save wood and save time. I'd recommend that, but since this is the demo, we're just gonna start this like this. If you want to build a gate, you click on the big section. It has to be a big section, and you press that gate button, and it's 50 wood, and a gate will be built.
Yes.
So we're gonna continue to build some more walls out here to secure our territory. And as we can see, the enemy is also on the water. So here's our home city flag. This is where our ship is gonna appear. And let's get a few ships built so we can take out the opponent. We'll wait till we age so we can get the frigate there. It's a very good ship. All right, we have more shipments coming in. We'll wait for the age up to get those shipments in. And we have lots of resources. We want to use them, so let's try to get our resources down to 0. You want to constantly be using resources. And all of these houses are going to make villagers, so we're going to get these houses out. Normally, you'll get those houses out as soon as possible. To get those upgrades. Other places where you can get upgrades. So the church is great for some upgrades. So we're going to build our church. And then our arsenal we'll build here shortly. We need to be in age 3 to build our arsenal. But you can get military upgrades there too. So I'm going to do this here. I'm going to double click on our houses so it grabs all the houses. And I'm going to right click on a tree. So any new villagers that come out are going to be tasked to that tree. They're going to go to that tree.
Yes.
Alright, the enemy's here again. And we are responding. We have age, so that means we can upgrade our units. We're going to get another barracks out so we can get more upgrades and more units. And we have a lot of pressure here, so let's send in 8 musketeers. As I said, the outpost can be used to send shipments in. So I'm gonna click this button here for the shipment to come to this outpost. I'm gonna right click where I want the outpost to be, or the shipment to go. And this whole time, this outpost is delivering defensive fire, so that's pretty nice.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Hunter.
That was a treasure there that the enemy did not grab, so we're gonna grab it.
Yes, Amen. Lie on.
And we see that the enemy is building a fort next to 2 of our posts there. We do have a cannon that we're able to send in from our town center, or our home city, excuse me, so we're going to do that next. Cannons are really good at taking out infantry and sieging buildings.
It will be a long
Alright,
time before you feel the gain from that trade.
Oh, we're
site
getting you
again.
back, lady. Don't even think about it. All right, so below each unit is the upgrade button. So you can see here we can veteran our musketeers. It's a 20% boost to them. So we're going to do that. We're going to upgrade them. And then here we go. We have our church out and our arsenal. Our church, you can train priests and spies. Priests are great for healing. They heal your units. So we're going to get 1 priest there. We'll use him. And you have some upgrades there. Additionally, the 2 big ones, you can get 2 train time upgrades in age 4. That makes your units train faster. We're definitely going to want those. So we're going to use that later. These 2 units are for line of sight. One's for buildings, one's for units. So we're going to get those upgrades. And this one here gives you tons of XP to put in your XP. Whoa, we're getting shot there. To put in your home city. So let's do that too. Let's spend the big bucks here, and we're going to get that coming out. So once that comes in, you'll see a huge XP boost. All right, so our economy is rolling. You can see how much resources we really have. We have a ton. We saw how they had an enemy ship.
Yes.
So let's go with our caravel here and see what they have.
Yes. Unusual. Yes.
We have enemy cavalry
Yes.
on the prowl.
Unusual.
Get some more units out. Additionally, on the water, you see we have whales and fish. Whales give you coin, and the fish
Ready. Yes.
give you food. So we will get some. You can do up to 4 boats on a whale, so we'll get some on that, so we get some coin from there. And then also the whale is infinite; it does not go away. The food will go away in the water,
Yes.
so we're gonna take advantage of that. Here we go. We see we ran into an enemy ship. Let's get some. We can get some canoes. That's also a perk from the trading post here, is that you can get canoes on the water. So we're gonna get some canoes because they're pretty cheap.
Yes.
And it looks like we won the battle. So that was a pretty close contest there. All right, we can see our coin mines are running low, so we need to plan our next move here. It looks like our next coin mine is way out there. And here we go, the enemy is here. All right, we want to try to take out their outlaws back here. And you see our musketeers are doing a really good job defending our cannon. We want to defend that cannon, and we're going to try to take out the other cannon if possible with this one. You can take it out with infantry, but they do a lot of damage, so you got to be careful with that. But cannons are good at taking out other cannons. There we go. We see we got it.
Yes.
And taken out. And our ship just got taken out there too. There's our canoes. All right, so it's spicing up. Hope you're enjoying the action. Our food's starting to run low, so we're gonna switch to mills or farms. The mill is an infinite food source, and you can upgrade it, and it's a much safer way to gather food. And we're gonna age up. So we've been age 3 for a while. We've sent in almost all of our good cards. Actually, we haven't. We're gonna send our fort and our covered wagon. This is the fort. As we can see, you can only send it in from your town center.
Yes.
You can see the enemy is really coming after our troops here. Let's get some more guys out. And then the town center, you can build a town center with your explorer, or you can send it in from the home city. We're gonna send it from the home city because our explorer's dead. Not dead, he's hurt. You can get it back. All right, we're aging up. Let's grab the coin because we were low on coin. We literally have 4 units on coin.
Yes.
And this coin mine just ran out.
Commandment.
We're gonna task these villagers up there.
Unter.
All right. We definitely want to get some siege to take out that fort, so I'm going to get my Huron units upgraded. And then we'll send some in. And then we're going to put a fort here as well. And you can see why they call it the Fortress Age. We have fort wars going on here. Forts aren't as strong as they seem.
Yes,
Like online, most people don't really use the forts. But if used well, they can be effective. All right, so we're looking pretty good here. We're going to save our shipments for our Age 4 shipments. Our canoes can actually fish as well, so we'll task them over there to fish. And let's get 4 more. And we're going to put them on that oil there.
Come on, then, man.
And they'll
Yes.
automatically gather fish that are close by. And then we're going to get the upgrade there too. All right, as you can see, we have tons of wood. So much wood. So we're going to get some more military buildings here. So I have 2 stables coming. Let's get an artillery foundry too, so we can build artillery. And let's move our town center over here. We'll start a new section of our colony there. So the artillery foundry is to make artillery, the stable is to build cavalry,
Yes.
and the barracks is to produce infantry. All right, we have reached the industrial age. We're looking pretty good. We're going to get our new economic upgrades that we can get. And the biggest perk for the European civs going into the industrial age is the access to factories. So we're going to send both of them. You can get 2 factories. You can only send them 1 time. And they're very strong. We see lots of ships coming, so we're going to retreat. And I'm going to send out lots of canoes here to help defend. Canoes are not as bad as they look. I know you would think canoes are really bad, but in numbers they can be strong. As we see there, lighting that ship on fire, causing a lot of damage. They're kind of like ants to an extent. We'll get some big ships later though soon too. Alright, so we're gonna... You see like the units can go off and do their own attacks. We want to be careful about that. Factories, you want to make sure you defend well, so normally people put them in the back of the base. Let's put it right here in the middle to keep it nice and secure. And they love sending in those cavalry. Alright, here's another cannon. We want to task our both cannons there on top of it and took it out, which is great. Alright, let's get one more mantlet upgrade, and then we're going to get some mantlets out here and take out that fort. And like I said, as we age, we want to continue to get upgrades, economic upgrades, military upgrades. It's continuing to balance out that economy. Alright, we have access to some really good upgrades here. We have 14 musketeers and rockets, which are units you can only send in from your home city or train from your factory, actually. They're very strong, so we're going to send those in. We're going to make sure we have plenty of musketeers to defend them. And see our musketeers just upgraded again. So we look pretty good. We're going to keep our priests here to heal our units as they take hits. Alright, we didn't get any arsenal upgrades yet, so let's do that. We see that our enemy's making lots of cavalry, so we're going to get the socket bayonet upgrade. Gives us a 20% boost in those melee combat situations. And these are very specific to units. They don't apply to every unit. So here, this will help our artillery, so we'll grab that upgrade too. And we can see the enemy is actually having settlers over there. So let's get some cavalry here. We'll get our hussar, and we'll upgrade them. And we'll do some raids over there as soon as we can. I want to get a few more batches of musketeers as well.
And come on, them and Ishwal, yes, and yes. Recht. Ishwal, yes. And come on, them and Recht, yes.
Alright, move our ships up here. I'm actually going to get 2 very good frigates.
Come on, yes, lie on, Commander man.
Strength in numbers, gentlemen. Alright, our cavalry are here, so let's do some raiding. You definitely want to use cav units to raid. They're quick to get in and out, and they're great at killing those villagers. Some are better than others, but there we go. You can see here we've had run to some combat. Our canoes are taking damage, but we have 2 larger ships on the way, they'll be able to take out these smaller caravel units. And there we go, we have them on the run.
Avance.
You definitely want to raid when possible because it helps lower your opponent's economy. And it gives them, it's harder for them to make units, so it's better in the long run.
Yes.
Alright, you can see these woods are almost completely gone. The deforestation in this game is real.
Forster.
And here we go, we got our big ships. Let's go put some big pressure on at their docks down there. And let's back them up with some caravel. And I did shift there to get more in 1 and Q.
Immenso.
Alright, I think we're ready to send our mantlets in. So we're going to send this here, which gives you 1 mantlet for every 2 minutes. We've been playing for 30 minutes. So here we go, they're on the way. And we've been getting some great raids here. Taking out these villagers, we're going to keep that pressure on. Alright,
Yes.
we're looking pretty good here. We got a good mass. Good amount of units.
Ready. Commandment.
Let's get another mill out here. Not yet, not yet. Alright, he went back to defend.
Ready.
Alright, more ships are arriving for us. We're gonna get this water completely secure.
Forster.
Let's upgrade our trade route line here. We're gonna do the stagecoach. Get that upgrade. And we see our upgrade for our mantlets is almost here. Huron Tribal Dominance. So it's arrived, it ships to your home city point. We're gonna let the mantlets lead the way as we go and siege this fort, and then we'll have our cannons and infantry come in for backup. I'm also gonna get this here. That'll give us ability to train more allies.
Immenso. Yes.
Here we go. So on the way, their weakness is cavalry, so we want to make sure we take those out with our musketeers. But they're strong at defending against ranged attacks. So we'll take out that fort. As you can see, I had a special attack there where they attacked like 3 different units at once. If you press Z or whatever unit, whatever your attack hotkey is, it will attack the closest unit to them. So you definitely want to use that often in combat, so then they don't overkill the units.
Yes. Come on.
Alright, so we have secured this location here. Our explorer is still hurt, but he's coming up soon. Let's start making our final advance to our opponent and his main base. As we do that, though, we see we have 2 options here to go into Age 5. The European civilizations have the option to do a revolution, which converts all of their villagers to military units, but you're not allowed to produce villagers anymore. Or they can go Age 5. It depends on the situation of the game. Most of the time, revolution's a last-ditch effort to stay alive, but there are some strategies where you can use it to win, which is very fun. But we're going to go H5 and get those amazing upgrades. You can get 50% economic upgrades. You can get 50% military upgrades. Basically, everything is 50% better once you go H5. Alright, let's continue to send our military units in. Let's send more musketeers. We can send grenadiers as well. We'll upgrade them to send them in. You can see our navy is superior. Mighty British Navy against the mighty Spanish. Alright. I've tasked my idle villager hotkey to spacebar, so if you see me jumping suddenly to villagers, it's because I'm basically pressing the equivalent of that button. Alright, so we are pressing hard. He is retreating. In that sector, at least. Maybe he knows that you're coming. How would he know? Alright, normally you want to really make sure you're defending these artillery units. But I'm not too concerned here. We're going to go around and kill everything and then kill the town center. Because that will make the opponent resign. We'll make sure we get to H5 here. If there's any other buildings that we didn't make that we should make.
Yes.
Native embassy, you can train your native units outside of the trade post. We're gonna build the capital here. That's specifically for Age 5 upgrades. The saloon is fun. You can get mercs, which are all coin units that are unique, pretty good.
Commandment, lie on!
Please,
All right, town center's
let
down.
me
We're
leave
gonna
here with
continue to
some
attack
shred
here.
of dignity.
Yeah, I want to show some other abilities and such.
Ready. Yes.
Commandment.
All right, let's get our other trade posts.
Yes. Right.
Another option that you can do once you have all of your trade posts is there is a trade monopoly button option. If you play, I think it's standard. I don't remember the game mode. But basically, if you control enough trade posts, over 50% of the trade posts, for 5 minutes, once you establish the trade monopoly timer, then you win the game. You can only do it later in the game once you're age 4, so it's not like you can just grab them all early and do it. But it's kind of the forced players, if they're just sitting in their base doing nothing, to come out of their base. Some players get pretty bitter at it, but I honestly like it. I think it's a great feature. Alright, so as you can see, all of our shipments that are units re-colored, so we can send them again. The reason is, once you go to age 5, any unit shipments you can send again, which is a great perk. Oh, that's it. Okay. I can still show you here. So here is our capital. These were the 50% upgrades I was talking about. So you have all coin upgrades there, 50%. And these upgrades obviously cost a lot. It's 1,000 food, 1,000 wood. Deforestation for wood and food there. There's one where you can get 100% population without houses. So you automatically have 100 population more. This knighthood one is for your explorer. You can get, really nice upgrade for your explorer there. Spies, you can see anything that your enemy sees. It costs a ton of coin, but it can be great if you're just have a great economy and can't find your opponent, or basically you get to see everything that they're doing, so pretty strong. Here's blockade, so you can prevent your opponent from sending shipments. This one is extremely expensive, but very good. I love sending this one if I can. And the last one here upgrades your native warriors to imperial status, so it gives them that 50% upgrade. So the other one here I wanted to talk about before we go is the saloon. See, here you can see we have 2 different sets of units. So we have outlaw type units here, which you can get age 2. And then these are, sometimes they're age 3, sometimes they're age 4 units, but they're pretty random. And they're basically very strong units for their type. So Swiss pikeman is just a type of pikeman that's very strong. The Manchu archer here is a type of dragoon or ranged cavalry unit that's very strong. So mercs are a very good option. I would definitely suggest looking into them and having fun with them, but they are very expensive. All right, I've been talking like a madman. Yes. I hope that was helpful to see some of everything that's going on here. There's our grenadiers. I think that's a good tutorial. So yeah, continue to make villagers. Try to balance out your economy upgrades and your military upgrades as you're going through the ages. And have fun. That's the biggest thing. The online community can definitely be very toxic because you have a lot of people that have played a long time, but I promise that if you stick to it and play for a while, you'll feel like you do fit in. It took me a few years, definitely. Yeah, so I hope that's helpful. Let's just look at the post game here real quick, which is where you can see some stats. You go to the awards page, you see like kind of the main stuff, but resources shows you all the specifics there. Economy specifics there, military specifics there, but the timeline one is my favorite one. You get to see different parts of the game where things happened. So if I do resources gathered, you can see that we outclassed our economy probably when we started making water boats in this area here. We started getting a lot better. So that's good and fun charts back here. So yes, that is it. That is my tutorial on how to play Age of Empires 3. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below any tips you have for new players. And if you're new, let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.